Hello and welcome to another Frost Dual Wield video. This video is an update to the most recent 4.1 patch, and it was a pretty decent one for Frost Dual Wielders. Let's dive right into things and start off with spec. Since the new Blood of the North, our blood runes are now always death runes. No more blood striking, just more obliterating. I've taken the points out of improved blood tap and gone with virulence instead. No need to convert the blood rune to death anymore. The constant increase to damage is pretty nice and it adds up over a boss encounter. Plus butchery was not very good boss wise just because it only added up to maybe 1 or 2 frost strikes over the entire counter. Although it is pretty nice in heroics, so keep that in mind. With the awesome new 20% damage buffs to both Frost Strike and Howling Blast, stacking Mastery is by far the best stat still. Try to acquire gear that has Mastery overall. Other stats vary on what your needs are. Make sure of course you're hit capped, which is 5% thanks to nerfs of Cold Steel, and Expertise capped, which is 26-26. And please be sure to use both slow weapons. It pains me to see Frost Dual Wielders using a fast offhand. It's just going to slow down your DPS. And of course you're going to want to stick with Frost Presence. The DPS routine and glyphs are the same as my previous 4.0.6 video, which I'll link here in case you haven't watched it already, so feel free to catch up on things and check it out. One major problem I witness way too often with other Frost DKs I play with on my server is the spamming of Howling Blast. It's good spamming it for actual AoE, but for single target, please stop this. Use Obliterate and Frost Strike over anything. Howling Blast to refresh your Frost Fever, or when it's just free from Rime. This brings me to an error in my other videos. I've always said to ignore Blood Plague because it used an unholy rune that I said you could otherwise use for another Obliterate. I was wrong. On a boss encounter, you will really only need to use an actual Plague Strike once every minute if rotated with Outbreak, which is totally acceptable and increases your DPS substantially. So for all my viewers pointing that out, I'm sorry and thank you. Although I will say for trash, unless it's a trash mob with lots of hit points, I still do stick with just Howling Blast and Frost Fever, since they died too quickly to even worry about Blood Plague. With the points taken out of improved blood tap, the cooldown is on the same timer as Pillar of Frost, so I like to use this every time it's off of cooldown, and there's no penalty rune-wise for it if coupled with blood tap. So use your Pillar of Frost when you need or want a nice DPS boost, then use blood tap at your own discretion if you need that rune back at that time. Those who've watched my previous video will know about the Super Ghoul. Summon him when you have the most DPS buffs to give him more DPS. A nice boost you can use for a boss encounter is to use the 1200 strength potion before you enter combat. So you can use another in the same encounter once it's off of cooldown. This will allow both of your ghouls to gain that extra 1200 strength boost. Another thing I want to share again is the macroing of all your major attacks with /start attack. In case you haven't seen my extremely older video, this allows you to always be attacking without having to scurry through targets to right click or frantically tabbing through enemies to press T on. Since our most beloved proc depends on our auto attack killing machine, this will maximize your auto attack uptime. This is mostly for trash or heroics. Of course, in boss encounters you won't really need this, but I thought I would just like to share it with you. Lastly is Runic Empowerment. This is the skill that has a chance of bringing one of your runes back to life instantly. What some DKs might not know is that this will only work on runes that are waiting to go on cooldown, which are called sleeper runes. These are the runes that are staying dead until it's their turn to start regenerating. Using a Frost Strike right after you use an ability that uses runes will maximize your chances of gaining back additional runes. For those runes you just used will most likely be sleeper runes for a few quick moments. So use your peripherals, keep an eye on your runes, and you'll master Frost Dual Wield in no time. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment or send me a message personally through YouTube. I hope this video has helped you or maybe someone you know. Thank you for watching. See you in game.